We are back. Predictions. Week 3 edition. Uh, in the last predictions, I ended up going 11-5, which puts my total up to 25-9. I'm actually doing very good so far. Uh, so the games, or excuse me, that puts me at 23-9. Uh, but the games I did get wrong, since there are less of them, I'm gonna say those first. I got the Ravens Bengals, Seahawks Lions, Bears Buccaneers, Packers Falcons, and the Commanders Broncos game wrong. And I conveniently as well got the eliminator pick wrong in week 2. Thank you, Broncos. But I decided we're gonna just change up the concept, and we're gonna do what I'm gonna call my lock of the week. Uh, Same rules kind of apply. I'm gonna keep a record of it. I'm only allowed to pick a team once, uh, including the Broncos and Commanders. So they are off the list. I'm currently 1-1 in that. So yeah, without any more rambling, starting out on Thursday Night Football. That's tomorrow as I'm recording this, and as it's going to be published, September 21st at 8:15 p.m. We have the Giants and the 49ers. The Giants are 1-1 and the 49ers are 2-0. The Giants ended up pulling off a 31-28, I believe, comeback win. They're being down 20-0 or 21-0, something like that, to the Arizona Cardinals. And well, the 49ers did the 49ers. They won a pretty easy game against the Rams. 30-23. They didn't really ever lose the lead. I believe they held it pretty much the whole game. So I'm personally just going to pick the safe pick, which is going to be the 49ers, because I think they are a top 5 team in the league. Feel free to watch my power rankings just for wise if you want to see my rankings on all 32 NFL teams. And yeah, moving on to the 1 o'clock games on Sunday, September 24th, we have the Falcons and the Lions kicking us off. Falcons are 2-0, the Lions are 1-1. The Falcons pulled off a 12-point comeback win over the Packers 25-24. And the Lions, they ended up losing in overtime, 37-31 to the Seahawks. Unfortunately for the Lions, they played that game pretty much as good as they could. Well, the offense did. It sucks that they weren't able to get a chance in overtime since the Seahawks scored immediately. But what this is going to come down to is I feel like this Lions team is going to continue what they did against the Seahawks, really do well. The only concern is their defense. And I'm sorry, Falcons fans, but if anyone can stop the Falcons' run, they're going to win the game. The Falcons are relying on a run game. I've said it. Desmond Ridder is not a good quarterback. That hurts to say because, he went to Cincinnati. That's, my local college. Even though I'm an Ohio State fan, it still hurts. But I think the Falcons are going to have to try and utilize Desmond Ridder in this game, and I don't think he's going to, do good. So give me the Lions. Next, we have the Chargers and the Vikings. The battle of 0-2 teams who made the playoffs last year. This is a very weird game to be talking about. Both of them 0-2, as I just mentioned. The Chargers end up losing. Yet again, another very close game. They unfortunately lost 27-24 to the Titans, and the Vikings lost 34-28 against the Eagles. So I think the Chargers are going to win this game. I think this is going to be another shootout like the Dolphins-Chargers game was. I, fortunately, though, think the Chargers are going to win this time. Both these teams, by the way, have amazing point differentials for their record. They may be 0-2, but the Chargers have a negative 5-point differential, and the Vikings have a negative 9-point differential, losing by, the Chargers losing by 2 and 3, and the Vikings by 3 and 6. So these teams are barely losing their games. Next, we have the Saints and the Packers. The Saints are 2-0, and the Packers are 1-1. The Saints just finished a Monday night victory over the Panthers 20-17. They really dominated that game the whole time. They really struggled, but they never really gave up their lead. And the Packers, on the opposite hand, really dominated against the against the Falcons in the first 3 quarters, but then kind of got too comfy in the fourth and, played soft and lost the game because of it. I think the Packers are going to win this game because of one man, and that's Alvin Kamara. He's not playing, and I feel like that's going to put a lot of pressure on Derek Carr. Granted, Alvin Kamara hasn't played at all this season. This is his final game out, unless if he gets injured or something. But I think the Packers are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a relatively low game. I don't think either team's going to really eclipse 20. I think maybe we look at 20 as the maximum point for one team. Anyway, next game, we got the division game, the Texans and the Jaguars. Texans 0-2, Jaguars 1-1. The Texans lost yet another game. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's been 2 weeks. 31-21, or 31-20 actually, I think. Against the Colts. And the Jaguars lost 17-9 against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not going to entertain this game. The Jaguars are winning this game. I feel like the Jaguars are going to just dominate, really. Give me the Jaguars. Next, we have the Broncos and the Dolphins. Oh, I completely forgot to mention. Please forgive me. Going back up to the Falcons-Lions, I have the Lions as my lock of the week. I completely forgot to mention it. I think the Lions are going to win this game. I'm so confident. I'm picking them as my lock team. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the Broncos-Dolphins. Sorry about that. Broncos are 0-2. Dolphins are 2-0. The Broncos ended up losing 35-33, I believe, against the Commanders, choking a 21-3 lead. Thank you, Broncos. You're just the best. And the Dolphins won 24-17 against the Patriots. In a game where they really dominated, never gave up the lead, I believe. I'm just, once again, not going to sugarcoat this game. I think the Dolphins are going to easily win this game. And by easily, I mean they're going to jump out to such a lead that, they're going to pull a Packers and they're just going to kind of ease off the game. But then they're going to lose. Or they're going to win. I don't think the Broncos are going to score enough points to take the lead or tie. So it's going to be a close, high-scoring game, but really, if you're going to look at it, you're going to be, the Dolphins dominated. Next, we have the Titans and the Browns. Both these teams 1-1. The Titans ended up winning 27-24 against the Chargers with a game-winning field goal, and the Browns ended up losing 26-22 on Monday night against the Steelers. And by the way, hopefully Nick Chubb has, I'm not asking for a fast recovery. I'm just asking for a successful recovery because that injury looks horrific. That no need to rush it, man. Take your time. I just hope you recover from that injury. Unfortunately, because of that injury, though, I am going to pick the Titans to win. Because I don't feel like Jerome Ford is as good as people are making him out to be. I, for some reason, have a feeling the Browns aren't going to be able to sign, I know they're in talks with Kareem Hunt. I don't think they're going to be able to get a deal done with him by the time this game comes around. And I don't think Jerome Ford's going to be able to carry the load. And unfortunately, Deshaun Watson hasn't seemed very good, so give me the Titans. Next, we got the Bills and Commanders. The Bills are 1-1. The Commanders are 2-0. The Bills and Commanders both won last week's game. The Bills winning 38-10 against the Raiders, and the Commanders 35-33 against the Broncos. I'm sorry, Commanders, but this is where your undefeated streak ends. Granted, I did think that last week, and I was wrong. But I'm going to take the Bills to win this game. I think it's going to be a very close, first half. But I think the Bills are just going to kind of pull away in the second half. And never look back. Next, we got the Colts and the Ravens. Colts 1-1. Ravens 2-0. Both picking up the wins last week. Colts win 31-20 over the Texans, and the Ravens won 27-24 against the Bengals. I have no idea what Anthony Richardson's update's going to be. I am going to presume he's out. That's what my pick is based on. I'm assuming Gardner Minshew is going to play. And not that it would change anything. I am going to, either way, no matter who's playing, well, for the Colts. If Lamar's out for the Ravens, then, But I'm taking the Ravens to win. I think this is going to be a very run-heavy game. We know Odell's probably going to be out, which doesn't surprise me. It's Odell. Sorry, but you're injury-prone. Just got to accept that. You're an old receiver. I think you're done after this year because no one's going to want to sign you because you're constantly injured. It's just not worth it. Next, we have the Patriots and the Jets, the final 1 o'clock game. Patriots 0-2, Jets 1-1. The Patriots lost 24-17 to the Dolphins, and the Jets lost 30-10 to the Cowboys. Ooh. I think the Patriots are gonna pick up their first win of the season in what's going to be a very low-scoring game. I would not be surprised if it was a 17-14 game. Or I want to say last time these teams played, it was 10-3 or 13-6 or something. And the Patriots won by kick return. So just give me the Patriots in a low-scoring game. Next, our one and only 405 game, we got the Panthers, who are 0-2, and the Seahawks are 1-1. The Panthers, they ended up losing 2017 to the Saints, and the Seahawks won 37-31 in overtime against the Lions. This is where the Seahawks go. They beat the Lions, and now they're, in my opinion, going to get a dominant. I think the Seahawks are going to drop 40 points, and they're really going to get their momentum going. I think the Seahawks are going to win this game, and it's not going to be close. Starting our 1-2, 425 games, we got the Bears and the Chiefs. Bears 0-2, Chiefs 1-1. The Bears lost 27-17 to the Bucks, and the Chiefs won 17-9 against the Jaguars. Once again, not going to really entertain this game. Chiefs are going to win this game. It's not going to be as, dominant as people think. I think the Chiefs are really going to struggle against the Bears, but they're going to win. Cowboys, Cardinals. Oh, jeez. Give me the Cowboys. They're 2-0. Cardinals 0-2. Cardinals lost 31-28 to the Giants. Cowboys won 30-10 against the Jets. If the Cowboys somehow lose, and here's a spoiler, don't listen if you want, but this is going to do power rankings, spoiler. I have the Cardinals as the worst team on my power rankings. They're number 32. I have the Cowboys as the best, number 1. If somehow the Cowboys, who are currently at a point differential of positive 60, outscoring their opponents 70-10, lose to, in my opinion, the worst team in the league, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, everyone is going to be laughing at the Cowboys, and I will be a part of it. Cowboys, don't lose this game. Well, I don't really care. For prediction-wise, don't lose it. But if I wasn't doing prediction, I would not care. Sunday Night Football. Steelers Raiders. Steelers 1-1. Raiders 1-1. Steelers ended up winning 26-22 against the Browns, and the Raiders ended up losing 38-10 to the Bills. This, in my opinion, is a great Sunday Night Football. People are going to be like, why are these two teams here? I could be wrong. This game, I feel like, is going to be very good. These two teams just have, in my opinion, very similar, rosters. Well, very different, I should say. But to the point where they're similar to where it's going to be, a very good game. It's going to be kind of, touchdown and then free and out, touchdown, free and out type game, where one drive's going to be, amazing and the other is going to be horrible, and just kind of keep repeating. I'm going to pick the Steelers in a very entertaining game, though, in a very close, entertaining game. Monday night, 7:15, we got the Eagles, Buccaneers. Eagles and Buccaneers both 2-0. Eagles won 34-28 against the Vikings, and the Buccaneers won 27-17 against the Bears. This is going to be either one of the worst or one of the best games this season. I'm going to take the Eagles, but in my opinion, it's either going to be a blowout or it's going to be a very low-scoring game that's super close. And for some reason, it's going to be super entertaining. Give me the Eagles. Finally, Rams-Bengals, 8:15 p.m., 1 hour after the Eagles-Buccaneers. Rams are 1-1. They ended up losing 30-23 against the 49ers. And the Bengals are 0-2. Ended up losing 27-24 to the Raiders. Listen, this pick is more than likely going to change. I have no idea who's playing. I don't know if it's going to be Joe Burrow, if it's going to be Jake Browning, if it's going to be Will Grier. I don't know. But I do think the Bengals are more than likely going to win this game, no matter who's at quarterback. I just feel like the Bengals are looking for revenge after that Super Bowl. And plus, I just don't see a world where a team who's been to the AFC Championship game in back-to-back years and have kept their roster ends up starting the season 0-3. I just don't see a world where that happens. Granted, I didn't see a world where the Rams were going to go 5-12 and finish that badly, but there they were, so I could be wrong. I'm going to take the Bengals to win, and boy, am I hoping the Bengals do win for, the Bengals fan base sake. But that's going to do it. To recap, the teams I have winning are the 49ers, Lions, Chargers, Packers, Jaguars, Dolphins, Titans, Bills, Ravens, Patriots, Seahawks, Chiefs, Cowboys, Steelers, Eagles, Bengals. The Lions are my pick to win, the lock of the week. There's no teams on a bye week this week. Remember, I'm 11-5 going off of last week, 1-1 in my lock, and 23-9 in total. In case you're curious, the playoff picture is currently the 1 seeds are the Ravens and the Falcons. This is due to, immense amount of tiebreakers. If you don't know how tiebreakers work, I'll quickly go into them. I know, it's head-to-head record. If you don't play head-to-head or you tied, then you go over to the conference record. And then if your conference record is the same, you play the same amount of conference games, by the way. So this is in conference. So if you're in the AFC, you look at AFC games. If you're in the NFC, you look at NFC games. Then where I'm at is point differential. Points scored, points against is the third tiebreaker, I am pretty sure, and that's where the Falcons and Ravens come in. Also, I didn't mention it, but if it comes down to deciphering division stuff, there's an extra step in there. There's head-to-head, and then in between the head-to-head and the conference, it's division games. But that doesn't mean anything unless if you're looking for the division. If we're looking straight at the playoff picture, there are some things that are here. Like the Falcons, for example. Actually, no. The Falcons are a horrible example. Like the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers can't be ahead of the Saints or the Falcons because they have not played a division game. Meanwhile, the Saints and the Falcons are both, undefeated in their division. The 2 seed is the Dolphins, the 7 seed the Titans in the AFC, and the NFC the 2 seeded Cowboys and the 7 seeded Commanders. In the AFC, the 3 seeded Chiefs and the 6 seeded Browns. In the NFC, it's the 3 seeded 49ers, the 6 seeded Eagles. In the AFC, the 4 seeded Jaguars and the 5 seeded Bills. And in the NFC, it's the 4 seeded Packers and the 5 seeded Buccaneers. That's the playoffs. If you're curious, doesn't mean a whole lot because of how early in the season it is. But I figured I might as well throw those in. That's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed. The next time will be Browns franchise.